But what a glorious week it's been. And just as it looks like it's turning shit, I'm heading off to Japan. But what that means is I have got an incredibly busy day today, as the whole week has been, trying to get the farm caught up because we are behind. The staffing woes, if you call it, just realising how short-staffed we are. We're getting there. That's been taking up a lot of time. Interviewing, it's been positive. Luke's now on board, our new videographer, very excited. And we're already set to work on some cool new stuff for the channel, which I'm excited for. But back to today's priority. We've got what we've got at the minute. Everyone's working their arse off, doing their best. It's trying to get caught up. Now the biggest thing is, what's stressing me the most is getting the ponds prepared and fish separated out, ready for the new growing season, because we've also got a fair few leaky ones, which we're trying to, in the fish movements, get sorted. I'll show you the first one here. So this is one of the, it's about 1,500 gallons, this one. Standard rubber liner in it that's folded. And yeah, well, we've got everything stripped down. We tested it. We know it's not the filter. They've got all brushes to the heat exchanger and everything over there. But it is going to mean this is having a complete reset, which I'm not too happy about. I'll probably get my head around changing some media around because the other stuff is now dried up. So liners ordered, putting a box weld back in this time. Yeah, fantastic company I use for them, by the way. It's not one that many know about, but I've used them for absolutely years. Back from actually being at my dad's shop. Russett's Developments, absolutely superb. Service quality, the whole thing, honestly, unbelievable. And most of the time, you'll find the price far better than other branded liners out there. So bear that one in mind. I'm not plugging that, it's just a genuine recommendation, by the way. I don't use them that much these days, so I don't get that happening very often. So there we have it. But the ponds I'm getting to first. Let me just show you down here what I'm getting sorted and what I need to aim to get done. So this pond with all of my best Nisai from last year in it, whole mixture of a load of stuff. Oh god, look at that. The bit we're needing to get sorted, the bit I'm sorting is this pond here, which grew the Nisai, crazy Nisai golden corn last year. You can see I've got 5 fish in there already. This is the pond I'm going to be using to grow my biggest and best Sansai this year. The ones I try and grow monstrous. It's going to be a pond of formidable quality. As you can see, it's not started off too bad. There'll be males and females in there. But the aim is the biggest stuff from that pond will be in there that I want to push through. There's going to be some fish after that aren't going to make it throughout this. And then this one now, it's clear, which is primarily Sansai, apart from the crazy Karashis. Now, I don't know what I'm doing with them. They're a problem for me. There's 2 of them going to be being retained. That's the mental size Nisai. Now, I think putting them in there is going to be an issue. But then the one pond I've got for my biggest stuff this year is also looking like it's going to be potentially overcrowded, so I need to figure that one out. But this pond I need to sort to get that scenario, because I need a free one to have what will be my smaller size Nisai to Sansai. So like some of these Sakai fish, bits and bobs that will be pushed on in there. You can see there's a massive size split amongst them, which is the bit I've got to fathom out, because this pond also leaking like a good one. They've got to figure out if it's the pond or the filter chamber and get that fixed to get this back in action ASAP. Just like a crazy game of chess, in it, you know, you've got to move one piece, make another move, absolute madness. But there we go. So I'm going to crack on with that. What we are doing with those at the same time this year, first year we'll get to do it properly, but with the new platform we have, I can do it, is photographing them, measure them before we move them. We can get them on the system, gives us the option to pop it out at one of our auctions or sales if we want to, if I want to, don't often want to. But we've got that data then, the before pictures, sizes, measurements, all the rest of it, which is exciting to track more of the progress through the seasons. So first up, this is an easy one, already documented. This Toyota Hi Utsuri. We're just going to add a quick update onto our system, but we've got a previous picture. Actually a male fish, this one, and that's being moved straight into that pond now. What a fish. There we go, 52 cm. Now my glamorous assistant's going to move that. That's going to be such an addition to this pond. Almost building this and treating it as if it was my own sort of collection. I'd want it to look as well. Look at that. Madness. So we'll start next with a couple of my corn collection. Why not? It is actually going to form the backbone of that, but I've got to be careful it doesn't just become golden corn either. But my goodness, look, new type, absolutely formidable, and one of the original ones. This might be even better than the best one I had last year going through to Nisai. The potential for the Kanoko there, look, is wild, absolutely wild. So we're going to get them photographed now and popped in. Right, so look, I'm doing a really good job of not making sure there's too many corn in there. However, the big part of this is also the size. It's got to be generally the bigger ones going in order to compete. And a big part of that thing is pushing the size. But look at these. I mean that just chooses itself, doesn't it? That is quite the unique golden corn. Sensational. And then this is one of the new types. This has been so light, anemic looking throughout. I think it's got the potential. Over winter it's really started to tone up. I think it's got the potential to be an elite level one of those. Nice. How would you look at that for a pair? I mean, that, I just don't quite know what to say about that. Breathtaking. Can't wait to see where it ends up. That's going to be huge. And this, I've got to say, that's going to be the most exciting. It's come from a plain white one, always had an amazing body. Where that could end up, oh, the dreams. So the two before that, the crazy Ginrim one, didn't actually know it was male, and there's a couple of little flaws with it I wasn't 100% happy with, so I will be selling that one now. I'll likely pop it into one of our auctions and let everybody fight for it. And then just the lighter new type went into that pond, and two more there. But as you can see, I am doing very well, not just turning it back into another golden corn swamp. Anyway, when they're that good, you just can't deny it, can you? So very happy with them results so far. Go on then, Colin, I haven't seen you this excited for a while.
Well, is any wonder? Literally, I'm lost for words.
I've got to say, I'm a little bit saved.
Absolutely lost for words.
It's special, isn't it? 60 cm Nisai as well. Just picture that in a year's time. And that pattern, look, the way that's forming from the underside. Stick my white one in, put the white one in and all, Cole. Come on, let's get an absolute filthy clip. Wowzers. I honestly don't know what to be more excited by. That one's very clear to see, but I know what that's going to do because I've been watched it the past couple of months. This is the absolute joy of golden corn, the diversity here, everything you've seen on this video so far right now. There's so much to offer, and I think that's the reason that more and more people are getting hooked in by them. Which one are you having, Col?
Asagi version.
Right, well, you're not having it, you can fuck off, but let's get it in ponds. Wow. Just let's get a clip of them going in, see how this pond's looking and where we're up to numbers wise. There, and two more to go in. So how the pond's coming together. Do we need to try and get a splash of variety in there?
Underway.
There we go. I do know while we're waiting, I have got my orange monkey collection in there that needs a look at. I think a couple of them need to be making their way in. There's a couple of absolute prime females, but also prime males as well. I know the metallic, 2 of the Oya metallic Asagis changed unbelievably so. So I'm just going to assess the last of the corn in a minute. I think there'll be a need there to call it a day. Oh, there it goes. Wow, that is mint.
To be continued.
Yeah. Alright, so that's where my final decisions are coming from, folks. So just got a bit of, we're going to investigate that. But I think that's in because I love a white type and it's happening. It's happening. It's only a matter of time. I think that's a bit hard to ignore. In fact, they're all a bit hard to ignore. Get my thinking cap on for a minute. So getting me very strict head on. There's only actually one making it out of that bowl. Can you guess? I think I get it away, to be honest. It's honestly for such small, pathetic reasons, but I know what it costs me to grow one of these through in that pond at that level. It's quite a substantial sum of money. Likely as much as a lot of these will end up going for, as they are. It would nearly double the price if I had to include that in. So, on that basis, it's just the glittering white one can't be ignored because already the patience is paying off. The yellow Kanoko's coming. Look at the body on it. The rest here, just to sort of demonstrate, this was right in there for me. That's been one of the top fish. Still don't know, I just don't know what's going on that shoulder. There's a chance I still might, as I think about it, give that one a home. The others, this one I've just noticed, the new type, I love it, but there's just a small clip on the front ray of the pec fin. That does unfortunately devalue that one. And then this beast, just a little shimmy in here. It's killing me, to be honest. But these things make a difference. I'm going to leave it in, but that last clip where I was assassinating them in that bowl with me being strict, it went too far. It went to complete assassination. Obviously I hold incredibly high standards, pond space is a premium, but I nearly fucked up with that big Asagi in there, which is actually a reverse Asagi, the Gyakumi style, from Golden Corn, 61 cm Nisai, and I was about to not get it in there because of a little shimmy. Fucking lost the plot. Anyway, I've changed my mind. Honestly, look, I am in a minute going to take my Senate office and slap myself, because that was stupid. That was stupid. Anyway, it's now a resident, and the white one coming in is going to put us at, unlucky for some, I don't care, number 13. And then another slight change of plan. Last year, that pond like this I actually raised, I had Nisai and Sansai, so grown to Sansai and Yonsai. That's how I solved some of my other conundrums. The other pond I showed you where I've got some fish that need a home for the summer, that is their prime home, because some of those as Sansai are not far off and very similar to the size of them as Yonsai. That's the pond I'm talking about where I showed you the Karashi. I'm not sure the Karashi is going to make it. I think I've got other plans, but I've got the likes of this, look. Absolute madness fish. So I think that's going to make sense. Sakai Kohakus, they're going to be a match made in heaven, given the corns are probably a bit more aggressive with the growth as well. Should balance out nicely and allow me to make more sense of what's going to be my main big pond. Right, so I had a little, been dealing with some admin. You might notice I look a bit fresher. I've just nipped out for a barber's appointment. And now, just before we get that pond finished, we've got picking and packing, which is done every Friday. That's why we have a Thursday at midnight cut off for people to book in any shipments they want to make. because then we move to picking and preparation on Friday. It's almost like a mini quarantine protocol. Everything goes together in one pond. That pond is never fed. It's heavily controlled. There'll be some medication popped in there as well, and just make sure everything is pristine and ready for when we send them out. We're going to get on with that. With a new system, it's a hell of a lot easier, but with 2 people it's a lot faster. So me and Cole's going to jump on that, get it sorted, and we'll get back to the pond. Well, they're looking nice and settled. What a dreamy pond that is going to be. Just need that bit of a go Sankey drop now, and boom. Got one shunku left from Saito as well that I think is going to make its way in there. That's could be turning out to be something quite special. Nice. And this is of course the pond where I've still got the mountain tree in. Becoming increasingly convinced by that stuff. We'll certainly see how this pond performs over the course of the next 12 months with these in. As seems to be the case, still not got that done. Picking took a lot longer than expected. I've had an interview in between it as well. Got to say, this has truly been one of the most exciting journeys, making the transition into selling to you guys direct, everything we've been doing. But as I've mentioned, you know, we're basically over, when I did the year review, just pointed all the kind of problems I think it highlighted that we needed to deal with. We've dealt with them. We've built the tech now to handle it, make it better. But trust me, that's gone and created a whole other host of problems along the way. It's like whack-a-mole. And people's the bit at the moment that's really come to the fore. And we're working on it. Hopefully really positive with the interviews and stuff that we've had. There's some real quality people out there, which is awesome, and they're wanting the job. So I think before long we'll be getting there, and then finally we'll get to a point where we are getting through them days. Jobs are getting finished. We're back on track of things, because you may well have noticed that we're not even getting the volume of fish out like we used to at the moment, because the process has changed. It's slower, it's harder. We just haven't got the people, because there's the farm work in between it, most importantly dealing with the existing orders, events, people who want their fish getting out the door, you name it. So next week's Japan trip really is a mass inconvenience, but it's important I get out there, because the stuff I'm wanting to do out there, which is likely going to end up dropping on the back burner a bit this year, because getting this sorted here right now is the priority. And I have to make these big grown-up decisions sometimes, as much as I don't like to. But there we go. It's a process. This is the business side of this. It is not easy whatsoever. Koi Retail Services is not even 2 years old yet. It's absolutely wild. Today alone, I've just had a look actually on the system. I mean, we're at the end of May now. End of March was our cut off for overwintering. Of course, I like to be flexible because we gauge it by the temperatures. But there's still 258 unshipped fish at the end of March, and that's without any of the event stuff. All the Toyota event fish, probably another 100. If we do all the grow on stuff, we're probably getting on for another 300 fish here sat on site. We've picked 56 today. They're not included in that. They're getting shipped next week. And weeks gone by, there's been over 100 fish every week being picked, packed and sent out. Just to give you some idea of where we've been, what we've been dealing with. And I'd say at the moment we're probably 2 sets of hands short. Now we've got Luke in to start getting the channel and the video stuff all back on track. So in and amongst everything else, they're the problems we have to work on a daily basis. Aside from the fish farm, they're really, although they're one in the same, it's 2 different sets of problems. And yeah, I think to the point where tonight I've earned a drink and I'm going to go and have one. So there we go.